Hi viewers, welcome to Young Maths Academy, another class on quadratic equation, and today we'll be learning quadratic equations by difference of square. Okay, follow through the class. Let's see how we solve these quadratic equations. Solution: we have a x squared minus 9 equal to 0. Okay, so we learned about difference of squared, and we know that when we have an expression this way, x squared, or in the form of a squared minus b squared, this is same thing as a plus b and a minus b. So also in this case, we can express this guy, this expression here as in this form, so that we have x squared minus 3 squared, because 3 squared is same thing as 9. 9 is a perfect square. So that in this case we can write this just as x plus 3 and x minus 3, either x minus 3, x plus 3, or x plus 3, x minus 3. So that's will make us be able to get the roots of this quadratic equation. So in this case we have x squared minus 3 squared equal to 0. So by difference of 2 squared, we have that x minus 3, x plus 3 equal to 0. Where x minus 3, x plus 3 are the linear factors of x squared minus 9 equal to 0. So that this is x is equal to, or let's take it this way, x minus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 3 equal to 0. And that gives us that x is equal to 3, or x is equal to minus 3. And that gives us the solution to the quadratic equation on the board for A. Okay, for B, we have that x squared minus 3, x squared minus 3 is equal to 0. So you can see in this problem here that 3 is not a perfect square, and because it is not a perfect square, we can express it in square roots and add our squares, so that we'll be able to get the difference of 2 squared for that. What I mean is, you can see we have this in form of a squared minus, it should be written as a squared minus b squared equal to 0. But here, what we will do is to write it as square root of b squared equal to 0. So that this will be written as x squared minus the square root of 3 all squared. We all know that square will cancel out this square root, which will give us this 3 back. So it is mathematically correct to write it this way, so that we have this to be equal to 0 in form of difference of 2 squared. And we know that simply means that we have x minus square root of 3, x plus square root of 3 equal to 0. So we can split that in twos, so that we have x minus square root of 3 equal to 0, or x plus square root of 3 equal to 0. And that gives us x is equal to square root of 3, or x is equal to negative square root of 3. And that gives the solution to x squared minus 3 equal to 0. That is x equal to square root of 3 and minus square root of 3 is the roots of the given quadratic equation. Okay, lastly we take C. So I have to rub off this. We have C to be x squared plus 4 equal to 0. Okay, pay attention. In this case, we can express this firstly as the square of sum, not difference of sum. Now, not the difference of squares rather, but now as sum of squares. So that is, this can be written as x squared plus 2 squared equal to 0. That's sum of squares, because it's an addition sign. But we have to change this from sum of squares to difference of square, so that we'll be able to solve this. And we recall that under complex number, we know that I squared is equal to minus 1. On complex number, I squared is minus 1. So we initiate this minus here, so that we'll be able to solve this. So that we can write this as x squared minus this is same thing as minus 2 squared equal to 0. We know that minus times minus will give us plus. This is just 2 squared on its own, which will still give us this result, x squared plus 4. But we have a target so that we can substitute minus 1 for I squared. So that this can still be written as putting it in difference of 2 squared, including our I squared. We have this is x squared minus, now this minus is same thing as saying you have minus 1 multiplied by 2 to the second. So this minus 1 is the I squared. So that we can have this as I squared 2 squared is equal to 0. And don't forget indices. When you have a to the m and you have multiplied by b to the n, or b to the m rather, b to the m, this is same thing as saying you have a b to the m, that is, so it means I can express this term here as x squared minus 2i all squared equal to 0. Okay, so if we have that, let me just rub off this side, so that from here this is now in difference of 2 squared, so that we can have this as x minus 2i x plus 2i equal to 0. So now we can write this as x minus 2i gives 0, because before the right hand can be 0, it's either this guy is 0 or this guy is 0, or they are both zeros. So that we can say or x plus 2i equal to 0. So that we have x is equal to 2i or x is equal to minus 2i. And here we can see that 2i and minus 2i are the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 4 equal to 0. This is all I have for you for today. Thank you for watching.